They say running clears your mind, but ever since that morning in the forest, all I can think about is the thing that followed us. It looked human, it ran like us, but it wasn't, and it's still out there. Last weekend, my friend Arjun and I went for our usual morning jog through the forest trail near our town. It's a quiet route, dirt paths, thick trees, no traffic, no people, just peace. We've been running it for years. We know every turn, every dip, every sound, but that morning felt off. The air was colder than usual. Still, no birds, no insects, just the sound of our shoes hitting the path and our breath in the silence. About 15 minutes in, Arjun nudged me. "Hey," he said, "look ahead." There was someone jogging a few dozen meters in front of us. A tall figure, wearing all black, hoodie up, no visible features. We hadn't seen anyone enter the trail before us, and this part of the trail only has one entrance. "Maybe they came from the other side," I whispered, even though I didn't believe it. We jogged a little faster, trying to catch up, but no matter how hard we pushed, the figure stayed the same distance ahead. Same pace, same posture, too steady, too perfect. Then Arjun stopped. "Did you see that?" he said. The runner had just passed behind a thick tree and never came out from the other side. We waited, watching. Nothing. But when we turned to keep moving, the figure was standing in the middle of the trail ahead of us. Completely still, not running, not walking, just standing. I called out, "Hey, you okay?" No answer. They turned their heads slightly as if noticing us for the first time. Then, without a sound, they sprinted. Not away from us, but straight into the woods. Full speed, no trail, just crashing through the undergrowth, vanishing into the trees. We stood frozen. Something felt wrong. Not just eerie, unnatural. Arjun looked at me and said, "Let's turn back." We started jogging the way we came, just trying to stay calm. But the air had changed. It felt heavier, like the trees were pressing in. That's when we heard it. Footsteps, behind us, fast. We turned around, no one there. We picked up speed. So did the footsteps, always behind us, but never close enough to see. Then Arjun gasped. "Look!" I turned, and there, off the side of the path between the trees, was a second figure. Identical to the first. Same hoodie, same height, just standing there, watching us. We didn't stop. We sprinted the last stretch of the trail, barely breathing, bursting out into the parking lot. It was empty, silent. We swore we'd never come back, but that night, Arjun texted me. He'd gone to take out the trash and found a black hoodie lying at the edge of his driveway. No tag, no brand, no explanation, and taped to the inside of the hood was a selfie of us, jogging from behind. But we had never taken it, and we were alone on the trail. I used to think running alone was peaceful. But ever since the night I saw him on that porch, I don't run past the cornfield anymore. Because now I know. Some things out there don't want to be passed. They want to follow. I used to run past that cornfield every evening. It was part of my usual training route after school, a narrow gravel road that cut through open fields and old farmland. The sun would be setting, and the horizon would glow deep orange as the wind brushed through the tall corn like waves. It was quiet, isolated. I liked that. It helped me focus. There was a small house at the edge of the field, run down. Faded white paint peeling off, porch collapsed inward, windows boarded. Everyone in town said no one lived there anymore. Still, I always sped up a little when I passed it. Something about that place gave me a weird feeling, like it was watching. One evening, I took the route later than usual. The sun was almost gone, and the sky had that strange bluish tint it gets just before full darkness. I had music playing, but halfway through the song, my earbuds cut out. Dead battery. The sudden silence hit me harder than it should have. It was then I heard it, a faint rustling just beyond the corn. I slowed down. It wasn't wind, it was too deliberate, heavy, like footsteps. Then came a creak. I turned toward the old house. A man was standing on the broken porch, partially in shadow. He wore a wide-brimmed hat and a coat that looked 2 sizes too big. His arms hung loosely at his sides, and even from a distance I could see his head was tilted just slightly, like he was curious. He didn't move, didn't speak. I stared at him for maybe 10 seconds, heart beginning to race. Then I turned and jogged again, forcing myself not to look back. I told myself he was a squatter, maybe just someone passing through. Nothing to worry about. The next day, I ran the same route. Earlier this time, bright light, nothing weird. But when I reached the cornfield, I saw something new. A scarecrow, right at the edge of the road. It hadn't been there before. It wore the same oversized coat and wide-brimmed hat. Same posture, head tilted, arms dangling. I stopped. My skin prickled. It wasn't just that it looked like the man. It was the position. It stood exactly where I'd seen him the night before. I took a photo with my phone. Told myself maybe it was always there, and I just missed it. But every day after that, the scarecrow moved. Not by much, just a few feet closer to the road, closer to the house. One day it was facing the field, the next it was facing the road. Then it was turned slightly toward me, always shifting, always watching. I stopped running that route for a while, but 2 weeks later I went back. Curious, I guess, or maybe just stupid. The house was still there, same as always. The cornfield swayed gently in the breeze, but the scarecrow was gone, just gone. I kept running, didn't stop, didn't look around, until I heard footsteps behind me. Slow, crunching gravel, getting closer. I turned around. No one was there. But on the edge of the road where the cornfield ended, I saw footprints in the dirt. Heavy boot prints, fresh, leading straight across the gravel, and ending right where I stood. That was the last time I ran past the cornfield. But some nights, when I'm lying awake, I swear I can still hear those footsteps. Slow, deliberate, just outside my window. Like he finally found another place to stand.